Your ideas are always stupid. And trust me, I mean this in a really good way, because when I try and come up with ideas for redstone builds and things, it's always stuff like chicken farms, and enchanting areas, and anvil replacement systems, and armor equipping stations, all the stuff that is quite useful. But, I mean, come on, it doesn't exactly break the mold, does it? So, I thought I would take to Twitter and ask you guys to submit your ideas for things to put inside my redstone house, and, well, I think it's safe to say that some of them are a little bit out there. Katie has suggested I build a fireplace that sends you to your secret cat shrine or redstone shrine. Your choice. Redstone is pretty cool, but I think we can all agree that cats are better, so yeah, we all know where we're going here. Now the only thing is, how are we actually going to construct this thing? There isn't really room for I mean, I suppose we might be able to make some form of fireplace here. Oh gosh, this is going to be terrible for my health. But with that being said, it should now all be working. So if we throw an item onto this campfire, you can see that everything opens up. And we drop down into this area here. So we've got a couple cats that are sitting on their little shrine areas. And then we have this, which, I mean, when I built it, I didn't think it looked scary. Now that I'm down here and I've just seen it again, it's just horrifying. It's like it's staring into your soul. Stormageddon has asked me to build a crafting table. I need to place a crafting table, maybe even add things like redstone to it. I am 100% going to regret doing this. I mean, we already have the noise of the cats underneath the ground, and now I've added this into the mix. But this is a crafting bench with a little bit of redstone added to it. George Brownness has requested a pool room that includes an aquarium that is able to fully flood the room so you can swim in the aquarium. Now, in case it wasn't quite obvious just yet, this house probably isn't going to be pretty by the time I'm finished here. It's kind of going to expand out from this central section in whatever way I think is right. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not going to put effort into the decoration. It's just the additions might not match the original build. The idea is that in the end it will just look like a madhouse of all sorts of different styles. So here we have our little aquarium in the floor filled to the brim with tropical fish, and then if we hit this button up at the top here, we also convert the rest of the room into a swimming pool. Now, when I first built this thing, I also had some piston door action happening, allowing these fish to come out into the room, but then, well, let's just say they're quite reluctant to get back into their aquarium once all of the water fades. Lots of them shot out that door, lots of them shot out this door, and lots of them died on these blocks. Hodgels suggested I build a Renault 5 Turbo. He knew, didn't he? He knew that the fastest way to attract my attention was to name some form of obscure but awesome classic car. I mean, the Renault 5 Turbo is ridiculous looking in the best possible way. Now, obviously, to build this, we're going to need some form of garage, which has been fairly well requested too, so we're going to kill two birds with one stone here. And then inside of this thing, we're going to start constructing this very strange little French rally car. And yes, before you say it, the garage does need to be this wide. I mean, this little thing has got wheel arches for literally for days. They're the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. And I've spent far too long trying to reconstruct this thing. But here it is, my Minecraft Renault 5 Turbo. I would say I actually haven't done a bad job. I mean, it looks a bit like a go-kart, but the real car kind of looks a bit like a go-kart, so I would say I've succeeded. Wild Mike 360 has requested a jukebox that drops parrots into the room when it starts playing. I absolutely love this idea, so I would say the way that we get into this disco room that we're going to create is we're going to walk up the bed and go up like this, and then I guess it needs to be constructed somewhere here. Now I'm thinking cyan terracotta for the walls, go full nightclub mode, and basically turn it into a disco ball with parrots, because who hasn't wanted to go to a disco with parrots? This looks hilarious, and this house in general is starting to look hilarious as well. It reminds me of if I was asked when I was 5 years old to draw my dream house, I reckon this would be kind of like it. Like, it would start off pretty normal, and then I'd be like, oh, I kind of want something over here. And then, yeah, I want a massive garage, and then I want a party room, trampoline room, everything like that. Anyway, time to start work on some of the redstone bits. So I would say one essential thing that we definitely need in this place is we need some form of disco dance floor. So, I mean, we could make it 3x3, or perhaps you could go all out and go 5x5, and this is going to be activated when we put the record into the jukebox. I think we can all agree that as far as party rooms go, this is a pretty full-on one. We've got a disco ball, we've got our little DJ decks right here, we've got our dance floor, and then most importantly, we've got our parrot dispensers. Now let's see how well this works. So we put this in. They're not dancing. How come they're not dancing? Do they have to be my parrots to dance? This has caught me off guard. You guys are the worst parrots ever, okay? Just get out of here. With that being said, one thing that you might have noticed in that previous clip is that parrots now imitate the previous mob that they heard. So they were making zombie noises and witch noises, which is pretty cool. I don't know when that was introduced, but I like that a lot. Colton Wingard has asked me to make solar panels for the roof. I'm trying to think what the best way to do this would be. Would you normally suspend your solar panels up like that? I mean, they do kind of look like solar panels. Kind of. I'm going to say that very loosely. They kind of look like solar panels. Where's the sun? Yep. I mean, that's perfect. They're going to be getting energy. You know, I might actually take this one step further and kind of pretend that they're running redstone power out into like a redstone generator off to one side of the house that is kind of storing up all of the redstone energy. Let's just see how that looks. Utterly ridiculous. It looks totally ridiculous, but in the best possible way. I think we're going to be keeping it. Moesh has asked a question that I often ask myself. Why exit through a door? Eject from the house for sweet Elytra flight. Now, the first thing that comes to mind here is TNT. A TNT launching station that will shoot us very, very high into the sky. I mean, yeah, we're going to go far on this one. And I've got to say, even though the redstone design is very functional at this point in time, I mean, we've got lots of exposed redstone wiring and all that sort of thing going on, I actually think it looks pretty cool. And I think this could be one of the taller builds in the entire structure. If we take a look, yeah, I think we go maybe up to there, and it's just going to be poking out the back. I love this place. I am, however, a tiny bit concerned that it's going to blow itself into a bazillion pieces. Okay, yeah, that's definitely something that's playing on my mind right now, but I guess it's worth giving a go. Oh, my word, yep, that's a problem. Oh! Well, we definitely left the base behind. We're 1,800 blocks up into the sky, but we don't know if the base is left. It definitely seems like that TNT was not in the correct location. Amazingly, it survived. I don't really understand how. I think potentially it could be a visual glitch. Like the TNT looks like it's on top of the fence post, but actually it's in the water. Who knows? Anyway, I'm in peaceful mode and I'm in survival mode. As far as I know, TNT doesn't do any... Oh, no. I mean, that's got to be more than a visual glitch, surely. Am I Elytra activated? Oh, can you imagine how far you could fly using this? We're at 1,000 blocks right now. We're at 1,000 blocks in the sky. We could probably travel about 70,000 blocks. But I certainly don't have time for that, so I killed myself, and I'm now back at the spawn. We're about to see if the build has survived. How has the build survived? Well, that is rather surprising. Anyway, moving on from that. Tyler has suggested that I make a room that pushes you out every time you go in. I find this idea hilarious. I think it's brilliant, and I think this is going to be what I'm going to construct out the back here. So I guess we'll have some stairs going up to it. It's getting difficult to know where to build, but I think there's definitely a gap that needs to be filled in this spot here. So we're going to pop on through, and then as you walk into it, I guess, I mean, we could even use ice here. We could really up the ante and launch you right the way back to where you started. Now, obviously, this redstone contraption works even better if the room is a room that you really want to go in. So this is filled to the brim with diamonds, gold, all the valuables. So the player is naturally going to want to go in here. But I'm trying to work out what the best way to do this mechanism is, because the thing is that with the slime block and everything, I mean, look, that kind of doesn't have the surprise effect that I want it to. But then I had a bright idea. Instead of dropping it down from above, why not put it off to one side? That way it's considerably more concealed and it still works perfectly. You can see that as soon as you try and get inside this place, even if you run, you're going to get launched off the balcony and go back down to the ground floor. Right, I'm actually going to try and get in here now just to give it a quick test. Yeah, it's not happening. There's no way you're going to get access to any of these diamonds, and it's actually quite frustrating. I'm embarrassed to admit that I continued trying quite a lot after finishing recording that clip, and still no luck. So there we go, guys. That is the house that has been constructed entirely out of your ideas. And I gotta say, it's come together so much better than I expected. I mean, we have cat shrines that are activated by fireplaces. We've got moving crafting benches, aquariums that we can become one with, TNT based exits. We've got disco party rooms that involve parrots, and also rooms that we can't actually gain access to. I am gonna get in there at one point. Oh, and how could I forget garages that include Renault 5 turbos, which, now that I look at it, while I was building this thing, I was 100% certain that it looked like a Renault 5 Turbo. I was like, they are indistinguishable. Now it looks like a weird kind of hovercraft. This looks... Oh, and on that rather depressing note, I think it's time to end. I hope that you've enjoyed this slightly new format for a video. Let me know down in the comment section if you want to see more of this thing. And obviously, thank you to everyone who submitted your ideas. There were tons of really hilarious ones in there. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next video. It's outro time. There used to be music here, but now there's not. Oh, it's so hot today. It is. Today is the hottest day ever in the history of England, I think, and I am not prepared for it. My room is more hot than anywhere I've ever been in my life. I'm in my pants. One.